everybody, Crafting Journey here. I am just listening to my friend Mama C, S-E-A-Y. She just started a little channel. I don't know if she started this because she had a little bit too much to, you know, she's very funny. Anyway, check out Mama C. It's M-O-M-M-A and then S-E-A-Y. If you want a good laugh, she's funny. Good friend of mine. Start off with some coffee. Welcome to another edition of Crafting and Crime Daily. I will turn up the volume. My microphone has died. It's not that the microphone is dead. There's a little piece that goes from the microphone cord into the iPad. And you know that the teeny little connector part, it gets loose and, you know, so I just have to order a new one. It's always something electronic in this business. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button. You're never going to guess what he's doing. He's defrosting the window on my car. Yesterday, I take a nap after the live, and I wake up and it's raining. 5 minutes later, it is sleeting, and then after that, it was snowing. I'm like, what is going on here? When I went to bed, it was like 50 degrees. Yeah, it was like I woke up in another city or something. It was very weird. Also, please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And if you are already a subscriber, please consider becoming a member of the channel or supporting me through Patreon. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. So I did the final live yesterday for Ticket to Ride. Destination Paris, but I'm not done with Paris. I've got little bits and pieces here to go. So yes, I anticipate this week. Then I'm going to start my tutorial series with the Black Labrador painting, which I think you'll enjoy. Yeah. Well, if you don't, you don't. Yeah, right? Anyway, we're all caught up with the trial. Yeah, so that'll come. I'll bring you the, you know, where we're at for that. Got my coffee. My desk is crooked. And my desk is crooked. We're just going to leave it. Yep. I'll just leave it. It's not the desk that's crooked. It's the camera. And I'm not playing with it no more. All right, let's put this aside. Let's look at our planner. So I did. Okay, we can get rid of that. That's all Ticket to Ride stuff. Now it is garbage. Okay. I decorated. I did like a little cactus theme. You know, I was thinking summer. It's still winter, but I did a little cactus theme. So I did, here is the Diamond Painting Drills sticker for March. She always changes it up every month. So this month is St. Patrick's. Yes, green. So here is the month of March sample pack. Each month she does a sample pack to match the theme of the month. So, and then she puts in stuff to match the theme. All of these are green except for this little pot of gold here, little gold metallic. And I did the Eiffel Tower in all gold metallic right here. This Eiffel Tower is not all of it, but it is there's a lot of gold metallic in this Eiffel Tower. Very cool. So if you want to get this, there is a link down in the description. I am an affiliate. Follow that link and you can get yours. It's on sale for $20. You don't have to get the jars. You can just get the regular in the bags if you want. Some people prefer that. I like the jars. That way when I'm diamond painting, I can just kind of look and see if there's anything I want to add. Yeah. And sometimes I have 3, 4, 5 of these set out just because you need some bling in your life, right? Isn't that why we diamond paint? So we can have bling? All right, I need a pen here. Okay. I am not prepared today on a Monday. So today we are going to talk about this day in history. We're going to talk about the telephone. Yes. Telephone and National Day. It is National Cereal Day. Cereal. Okay, let's talk about National Cereal Day. So guys, what is your favorite kind of cereal? Tell me in the comments, what is your favorite kind of cereal? So cereal started out, it had kind of a rough start, late 1800s. Started out, the first cereal was oatmeal. I've been having a lot of oatmeal lately. It just seems to keep me satisfied till lunchtime. I throw in a couple of walnuts, a few raisins, and I have me some oatmeal. My preference is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal. I mean, could you have guessed? Yes, I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal. Oh my God, it's the best. Ugh. And if you want a late night snack, cereal is the best. And, you know, I love, if I'm up in the middle of the night and my stomach is going, you need something to eat, I get a bowl of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal with some almond milk. It is to die for. Really good. Hi, kitty kitty. Oh, is that a dog? That's a dog. That's Tootsie. Hi, Tootsie. Hi, girl. Want to say hello? Hello. So I had to put my sweater back on because it's cold. Yeah, okay. Where was I? Okay, cereal. So very soon after that, that was Mr. Quaker over, he came from Germany and he settled here and he invented Quaker oats. So then came the Kellogg family and they invented cornflakes. And it was Dr. Kellogg that invented the cornflakes, and then his brother William Kellogg bought the rights from him to the cornflakes cereal, and he started his own cereal company. And he, as his guarantee of quality, he signed every box. Kellogg, William Kellogg. How cool is that? Yeah. So tell me your favorite cereal down in the comments, and you can celebrate by having a bowl of cereal. I got my oatmeal packed to take to work, pop it in the microwave, and I'm gonna have me a bowl of cereal. I don't really consider oatmeal cereal. I think of cereal as like a dried, but I guess oatmeal is a cereal. I just think oatmeal is oatmeal. I never thought of it as cereal, but yeah. But most of the first cereals were granolas. Yeah, but a lot of the granolas that they made way back when, like you had to soak this stuff overnight just to be able to chew it the next morning. So they had to perfect that a little bit. Yeah, but I like oatmeal, like granola in my yogurt. Just like a little spoonful of granola in the yogurt. Oh, delicious. And it gives a little bite to it, you know, a little crunch. Hi! Are you chasing cats? I haven't forgotten you. I will feed you some breakfast, I promise. She's like, you forgot, Mom. You forgot. I didn't forget. Okay, what's going on this week? It looks like nothing is going on this week, right? I'm going to diamond paint this week. Yay! Do some filming, get back to my regular channel. If I have neglected the channel because of the 60 Ride event, I do apologize. I am back. I am back. We're going to fix the microphone. We're going to diamond paint. I have found a new crochet project. You know, I wanted to get a crochet project to do while I have my knee surgery from Bet. And Bag a Day, you know, I'm always talking about Bag a Day. I just adore her. So she came out, because her tutorials are so good. She came out with a pattern yesterday for a poncho type spring top. So I'm going to make that for my sister. It's not really a poncho, but it's sort of a poncho pattern that you sew into a sweater, a top. It's really cute. Okay, let's put some drills out here. And at this point in this painting, I have so many boxes, so many of these drill containers that have more than one kind of drill in them. I get so tired sometimes I just haphazardly put it back in, and I look down and it's the wrong container. So I do know which one's the right drill. So I don't try to sit and pick them out because it's just not worth my time. But I know which ones are not supposed to be in here, so I can work from there. We can make it work. We can work it out. We can work it out. So I just put some glue into a 6-placer. So this is my wood pen that I got for my birthday from Narrate. It says Rebecca. Rebecca. One of my favorite. I am still waiting for my Poshy pens. I so wanted them to be here this weekend because I want to use them to diamond paint. I'm so excited. I haven't gotten a new pen in a while. There we go. Oh, she's diamond painting, diamond painting. All right, I'm being silly. Let's talk about crafting and crime daily. All right. Now we're going up the chain of command, but let me just refresh your memory about what is this trial about? This is the Fentanyl Murder Trial. The Fentanyl Murder Trial. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, yeah. Dr. William Husel is on trial for 14 murders. His patients, he was taking them off the ventilator. He worked in MICU at night, the night shift, critical care physician, anesthesiologist, not board certified, we found out. Not board certified like he was supposed to be. Which board certification is a very difficult test. It's not easy to achieve board certification, but 95% of the physicians you find in a hospital are going to have that board certification because it's required by the bylaws. His was required. He didn't have it. So he was, to get these people, they were at the end of their life, or at least that was his assessment, is that they were at the end of their life. He talked to the families. They were all intubated, which means they had a tube down their throat. They had a respirator attached to the tube, and it was breathing for them. I go this, it's not a trach. It's through the mouth. Or it can be through a trach, but usually through the mouth. So it's breathing for them. And, if you're watching, House or one of those other shows, they're like, oh, are we going to pull the plug? Well, essentially, that's what was going on here. He would talk to the families and he would say, are you guys ready? It's time. Do you want to end his suffering? And it's a difficult conversation. I have had these conversations with families. Very, very difficult because they want God to take over, God will let, well, God is not what's keeping him alive. It's a respirator. So anyway, so these families would make this difficult decision to have their loved one removed from a respirator. When they come off these respirators, they get extubated, the tube gets pulled out. But just prior to that, in order to make these people comfortable, standard of care is to administer 5 to 10 milligrams of morphine so that they're not uncomfortable during this process. And then a nurse will reassess them every 15 minutes afterwards to make sure that they stay comfortable. Well, Dr. Husel was not administering morphine. He was administering the fentanyl, but in the equivalent of like anywhere from 10 to 60 times the dose, anywhere from 600 to 2,000 micrograms of fentanyl. Now, 10 milligrams of morphine is equivalent to 100 micrograms of fentanyl. He was giving 600 to 2,000 micrograms of fentanyl. He wasn't giving it. He was ordering it. This was all in the up and up. He wasn't like walking around with a syringe in his pocket administering this. No, he was right in order. The nurses would follow that order. They would go over to this Pyxis machine. They would pull out the drug. They had to override the system every single time for each vial. Each vial was 100 micrograms. If he ordered 1,000, they had to override that system 10 times. So far in this case, we know that the pharmacist was released, terminated. We haven't heard about any nurses, but I got to tell you, and I did hear from one of my subscribers, I was a nurse, she was a nurse, my subscriber, and both of us would have questioned this dose. You have to as a nurse. You're taught that if something is not right, if a dose this high comes through as an order, I'm going to say, whoa, you are taught to question this order. Doctor, what? This is a very high dosage. Let me call the pharmacy, for you, see if this is okay, before I start overriding this system. This did not happen, as far as I know. We haven't had any testimony from any nurses, and I'm very interested to hear what these nurses have to say, or if they're even going to put them on. Yeah. So this came to light when two of the nighttime pharmacists saw these unusual overrides, and they immediately suspected that there was some diversion. Now, this had been going on for years, but they just noticed it in 2018, the latter part of 2018. This had been going on since 2014. But in 2018, they were like, maybe we should report this. So they go report that to their supervisor, who reports it to the risk manager. So that supervisor he's terminated. The risk manager never gets terminated. The risk manager reports it to the peer review committee. Peer review committee says, we're not going to have a meeting this month. We'll do it next month. So an independent investigation starts through the chief medical officer. So now we're going to hear from the executive, the administrator of the hospital. He was the chief clinical officer. He has a background in primary care. His name is Dr. Dan Roth. He has not seen any patients since 2015. And when he did, he was primary care. Like, you hang your shingle out and people come to see you when they have a cough or they need clearance for surgery, or, they need their medications renewed. So that was his kind of practice. So he said if there is a concern for patient safety, they will immediately suspend the doctor. So what they did was he found out about this not till November 30th. Now, it was in October that these pharmacists report this. And meanwhile, it's going up the chain. It doesn't get to the chief clinical officer till November 30th. He learns about this. And he's like, no, we got to bring this guy in and we've got to suspend him. He was already on leave. They had immediately, the guy under him, what I am calling the CMO, the chief medical officer, had already taken him off the schedule. So he wasn't working in the MICU, but they decide they are going to summarily suspend him, which means they had to assemble a group of his peers and they had to all agree, hey, we got to suspend this guy. Now, in our hospital, when you get summarily suspended, you're entitled to a fair hearing, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. And then the final outcome is you're terminated, depending on the outcome of the hearing. I don't know if any of that happened here because it's all a very secretive process amongst the doctors. But as a result of this concern, on December 4th, 2018, Dr. Husel was suspended. I'm not diamond painting, am I? Okay. Sorry, I'm going back to the diamond painting. I can't do two things at once. Oh my goodness. So as a result of this, they hired a criminal defense attorney because most hospitals have healthcare law attorneys. They don't know anything really about criminal law, and because the police are involved, they decide they're going to hire a criminal defense attorney. And every time they would meet with an employee, the criminal defense attorney would meet with them first and read them their rights. You have the right to remain silent, you have the right to an attorney, if one, blah, blah, blah. And I got to tell you, as a nurse, if somebody met with me before one of these meetings, I would be like, whoa, I'm going to get a lawyer. Yeah, I'm not having this meeting. But most of them were like, whatever, I'll talk to you. So they read their rights, and then they would have these meetings with all of these employees, these interviews. Now, all of this was in preparation to talk to the family. So in the hospital, if something untoward happens to someone, you have a duty to tell the family what happened. There was a time when these mistakes would happen and no one knew about them. No one. Well, you can't do that anymore. If you make a mistake, you have to, by law, you have to disclose that to the family. This was another very difficult part of my job, disclosing mistakes to families. And it's not really, it really wasn't up to me as the risk manager to do that. The doctor is the one that is by law supposed to disclose that to the family. Now, Dr. Husel has already been suspended. So now this administration with Trinity Health, which is the corporation that owns these hospitals and the hospital where this took place, they are preparing to talk to the family members. They are putting together scripts to talk to the family members, various scripts, and they don't want to deviate from these scripts because they've got lawyers that decided what would go in the scripts and all kinds of legal input into these scripts. This whole investigation was nicknamed Project Lighthouse. This person on the stand did not remember why it was named Project Lighthouse. It's just a name that we came up with to describe this investigation. So they were going to disclose this to 27 families. Now, remember, he's only on trial for 14 murders. So originally, when the police charged him, he was charged with 25 murders, and they reduced it down to 14 based on the amounts of fentanyl that were given, is my understanding. So the other people that the charges were dropped, I guess they had lesser amounts of fentanyl in their system or administered to them. And the prosecution felt more confident in the 14 than all of the 25. So it looks like it originally started as 27. So very interesting. So that is where we're at. We actually ended in the middle of Dr. Roth's testimony because Jose Baez needed to set up, he has to get all of his bells and whistles set up before he starts his cross-examination. And by then it was the end of the day and they were arguing. I'm not even sure the prosecution was done, but they kept arguing that whatever this guy was testifying to was cumulative. Jose kept saying it's detrimental to my client. The prosecution could say, of course it's detrimental to your client. We're prosecuting your client. Everything we're going to say is detrimental to your client. It's going to hurt your client because that's what we do. We're prosecutors. I thought that, hey, good argument. And at this point, the judge is sidebar, and he's sidebar for so long that he just says to the jury, it's Friday, go on home. I'll see you on Monday. Remember my admonitions, okay? Yeah. Okay? I can't do it the way he does. It's just so funny. Yeah, it starts out like an M, and it comes out okay. Okay? Yeah, I guess if I were from that part of the country, I could do it better. I don't know. All right, yes, we're diamond painting. I know. I haven't forgotten. You keep reminding me. Okay. We're just at least going to finish these R's, right? Right? No, wrong. A lot of color blocking in this part of the painting, so I'm grateful. I just want to get it done. I'll just, you get to a point in your project where you want it to end so you can move on to the next project. So, and with the yarn project that I said I was going to do for my sister, the poncho spring top, I've got to figure out what yarn I'm going to use. I might be using the Hage, whatever that yarn is, that I got from one of my subscribers, because I already have a few skeins of it. But I'm not sure I have enough. I need about 1,000 skeins, maybe even 1,200 skeins to make this thing. So I got to go through my yarn and figure that out. Get it all in place, get it next to me in the bed so I could just sit in my bed. And I've been playing my game, Ark Survival Evolved. Love that game. I've been playing, although yesterday I decided I'm going to go open up the map, because I'm playing on, there's a map that you're playing on. And I had only opened up, wherever you travel on the map, it opens up the map. Because when you first start the game, you've not been to anywhere on this map. So as you go to different places on the map opens up. I decided I'm going to open up this map. So I'm going all the way around. I get the farthest point from where my base is set up. And I get killed by a raptor. And the raptor kills my mount, the thing I was flying around on, kills the mount. I'm like, oh dear. So, and I had all this, really intricate equipment on me, a crossbow and all this, and you lose it all if you don't go back for it. So I tried to go back for it. The raptor killed me again. Yes. So I'm like, dadgummit. So here's what I'm going to do. I know how to roll a server back. I can go back in time to a time when I didn't open up the map and get all my stuff back. Because at that point, I was like, I just want to turn this off and watch some TV. So I started watching the most interesting show on Hulu. And, God, forgive me, I don't know her name. She starred in Mamma Mia. She was the young girl in Mamma Mia. That was getting married, Meryl Streep's daughter. She was getting married. So she stars in this show, and what's the name of it? Anyway, long story short, it's an autobiographical mini-series about Elizabeth Holmes, and I think she makes a great Elizabeth Holmes. She's got the wide eyes, her voice. They start off with her in high school. She's running track, and then they follow her through college, and you can see her voice getting deeper and deeper. So in the first episode, they tell you how she met Bagwani or whatever the guy is that she's in cahoots with. When she was charged federally, so was this guy. So he has not had his trial yet, but she has, and she was convicted. But so interesting show. It's a mini series. So I watched the first episode while I sat here and diamond painted. That's on Hulu if you want to check that out. And then last night the period piece started, the reality period piece where they're all going to dress up as like they're from the Regency period, similar to Bridgerton. All these men are courting one woman. They're going to be in the castle where Bridgerton was filmed, and I just think that's going to be great. I haven't watched it. I recorded it, but I'm going to watch that tonight because even my sister's like a little excited about that. She's like, ooh, I need more coffee. Coffee. So let's talk about this day in history. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. He patented it. Yes. And this was the famous day that, 3 days later. So he got the patent, and then 3 days after he got the patent is the call to Thomas Watson, his partner, who was a Boston machine shop employee. He called him and he said, Mr. Watson, come here. I need you. And he heard him. So, yeah, it worked. So he did patent that. I was Alexander Graham Bell. On March 7th, 1876, he was 29 years old. Oh, my word. When he got his patent. The Scottish-born Bell worked in London with his father, Melville Bell, who developed visible speech, a written system used to teach speaking to the deaf. In the 1970s, the Bells moved to Boston, Massachusetts, where the younger Bell found work as a teacher at the Pembleton Avenue School for the Deaf. He later married one of his students, Mabel Hubbard. While in Boston, Bell became very interested in the possibility of transmitting speech over wires. In 1843, the telegraph had been invented, and he thought, I can improve on this telegraph. The drawback of the telegraph was that you could only deliver it one at a time, and it had to be hand delivered. Bell wanted to improve this by creating a harmonic telegraph, a device that combined aspects of the telegraph and record player to allow individuals to speak to each other from a distance. And with the help of Watson, he was able to develop a prototype. In the first telephone, sound waves caused an electric current to vary in intensity and frequency, causing a thin, soft iron plate called the diaphragm to vibrate. These vibrations were transferred magnetically to another wire connected to a diaphragm in another distant instrument. Kind of like the soup can, right? Remember the soup can? Hello? Hello? Soup can. When we were kids, you would get this Campbell's soup can, you tie a string between it, and yeah, anyway. I'm dating myself. When the diaphragm vibrated, the original sound would be replicated in the ear of the receiving instrument. 3 days after filing the patent, that's when you heard the famous, "Mr. Watson, come here. I need you." Okay. So I did not finish the R section. Should I keep talking? Oh my God. You're like, no, that's it. That's it. Okay. I am going into the office today. Yeah, the snow stopped. It kind of cleared up. The roads don't look too bad, at least not right around my house. One of my subscribers up in Alaska sent me, she sent me a picture of what her roads look like. And man, I'm glad I'm not there. She told me what months to come visit, and I'll just stick to those months because I have no interest in driving in what she's driving in. But she did say that she has to drive with like studded tires. Now, I guess if you've got studded tires, you would feel a little bit more at ease. So if I'm considering moving there, I'm going to have to learn to drive with studded tires or chains or whatever, and or I'll just get me a driver, Driver, take me to work. Driver. Driving Miss Daisy in Alaska. All right, I'm being silly. All right, guys, thank you for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. I think he's done warming up the car so I can get to work. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. And don't forget to subscribe or consider becoming a member or a Patreon. Love you all. Have a great Monday. Bye.